Streamer houses are a great idea, right? Take a bunch of people who make content for a living, who are entertainers, who have loyal fans who watch and support them, and put a bunch of these streamers under the same roof, and what do you get? More content, more fans, more money, right? Well, not exactly.
The neighbors hate me, but I'm still gonna flip and send it.
Residents in the upscale neighborhood call it a living hell and a war zone.
The second day that they were there, people started calling the HOA, and all of these people started harassing them because the address was leaked. And as soon as that happened, the HOA began proceedings to try to evict them from the house on day 2.
We've been evicted, I don't know what, 8 times? Like,
Yo, what's on fire?
Yo, get the fire! Get the fire! Yo!
Streamer houses almost always end horribly, so I've picked a couple of the streamer house horror stories that I think stand way out above the rest. But I know there's a lot more than this, so if there's a story you want me to talk about in a future video, leave it down in the comments. Also, this video is not sponsored, so go ahead and hit join below if you want to support the channel. It works just like a Twitch sub, you can pick the perks you want, and some people even get to see new videos early. So sit back, relax, and enjoy these streamer house horror stories.
Yeah, you're moving in with, who is it?
Mitch Jones, Pink Sparkles, K Bubbles, JCG, Ethan, and Punzel.
If y'all make it to 6 months, I'll pay y'all 6 months rent for you.
Seriously?
Yeah, I'll do it. If you make it to 6 months without there being any crazy drama.
In 2019, one of the most disastrous streamer houses ever was formed. These people did a speed run to see how fast they could get doxxed and evicted, and the conditions inside the house were unbelievably bad. On May 2nd, streamers Pink Sparkles, aka Izzy, Mitch Jones, and 5 other streamers moved into a house in a gated community in Austin, Texas. The other people who lived in this neighborhood had no idea what they were in for. Less than 48 hours after they moved into the house, someone leaked their address online during a stream. A viewer from the chat found the neighborhood's homeowners association website and immediately sent them a complaint on May 4th. For people outside the US, homeowners associations in America have a lot of power, and if you move into a neighborhood that has one, you have to sign paperwork saying you will play by their rules, or they can fine you, sue you, or even evict you from the home if you do something that breaks the contract. The complaint the viewer sent in said, "Hi, I am writing to you because I saw a house in your neighborhood. It leaked on the internet to thousands of people and I was one of them. You have 7 people living in the 5-bedroom house, live streaming people underage drinking, partying, doing drugs, etc. Pretty much engaging in degenerate activity, and now thousands of people have seen it and know where the house is. They moved in 2 days ago and the address got leaked to people who will probably call the SWAT team to their house and do all kinds of stuff that will scare the neighbors or endanger everyone." From the very beginning, this was not exactly a happy home.
You have sex with me for 100K?
Are we splitting it?
I will.
Are we splitting it 60-40? Me
Wait,
60,
for 100K, let's do it
40?
right now.
I'm sorry.
Shut up. Told you.
Yeah, I should probably be quiet.
After this clip went viral, Pink Sparkles, who was the one doing the yelling and not the sleeping in that clip, put out a tweet longer saying, "Since several members have woken up from these incidents, we decided to host our first house meeting only days ago to address it, among other things. We had come to a mutual agreement as a house to have a curfew from 2 a.m. to 10 a.m. By May 15th, the Homeowners Association was sending some very serious letters, telling the homeowner that they were in violation of the contract. No property in this neighborhood may be used for anything other than a single family residence. You have an executed lease with 5 separate individuals, presumably all unrelated, and we are informed that up to 7 unrelated individuals are occupying the home at present. The board requires that this lease be terminated immediately and that these individuals vacate the premises." So these streamers hadn't bought the house, they had leased it from someone. And this letter looks like it's telling the homeowner that not only are the streamers breaking the HOA rules, they're also breaking the lease they signed with the homeowner, and they want them kicked out now. 2 days later, on May 17th, the streamers got another message from the HOA telling them that they were breaking the lease for exceeding the number of individuals who are living in the home and conducting an e-commerce business, which they are being compensated for and thus qualifies as a business, which the lease specifically prohibits. We have had noise and privacy complaints from residents as well. This message gave them 10 days to clear out of the house and said they would start fining the homeowner if they weren't out by then. By this time, things had gotten completely out of control in the house, as explained by Pink Sparkle's boyfriend at the time, Asmongold.
They went to do laundry, and they opened up a box because they wanted to use a Tide Pod for the box. Guess what was in the box? They open up this box of Tide Pods, and it's full of actual crusty dog shit. And at this point, the person decided, I want to move out. because there's dog shit everywhere.
Apparently this dog was just a pooping machine.
There's a turd right there. There's a turd right there. There's a turd right there. There's turds everywhere. Oh, look, another turd right over there.
On June 4th, yet another letter came from the HOA. This one threatened to sue the homeowner if the streamers weren't gone within a week, and told the homeowner that they would be responsible for all the legal fees if they did have to sue them. By mid-July, everyone was already looking for new places to live. On July 16th, Pink Sparkles tweeted, "I never try to be cold, but the truth is usually cold. We'll possibly post my side of things in a tweet longer later, but something needed to be said after having my name dragged through the dirt repeatedly after trying to resolve things peacefully. I refuse to be a punching bag." She then leaked every single document I have shown so far. All the emails, HOA letters, and even some new text logs between Pink Sparkles and a community representative. The community representative had texted Pink Sparkles saying, "Minerva has been called for a hearing with the HOA on July 29th, I think." From the context, it seems like Minerva is the name of the person who owns the streamer house. Later, the rep tells Pink Sparkles, "It sounds from our conversation that the way things are is pretty problematic in a number of ways. From Minerva's perspective, she may be forced to evict you no matter what, after paying a big fine to the HOA. From your people's perspective, it might be a choice of moving or getting evicted. Without a third option, I'm not sure." And Pink Sparkles replied, "I honestly think it's best for the group to go their separate ways for her sake. That way she can find someone to buy the house if that's what she wants to do." From this tweet to this tweet was only 94 days. Pink Sparkles quickly deleted the tweet leaking the documents, but not fast enough to avoid all the backlash coming her way. K-Bubbles asked where the messages were, where she hit up the landlord and threw them all under the bus. JCG had this to say.
I will also say that we lost the bet. We lost the bet hard. So hard. We almost got halfway there. Almost halfway there. We almost got halfway, okay? But we did not do it, so.
The Pink Sparkles house was bad, but at least it didn't end with the FBI raiding the house and seizing all the electronics inside as evidence, which is exactly what happened at the CX Mansion. The CX Mansion included content creators Hyphonics, Mexican Andy, Only Use Me Blade, and none other than Ice Poseidon. If you're not very familiar with Ice Poseidon, what's about to happen might not make a lot of sense if you don't understand the kind of people who interact with him on the internet. Ice Poseidon pioneered IRL streaming on Twitch and would walk around places getting into trouble. Ice's chat eventually started getting involved and would do things like call restaurants he was in, telling them to kick him out, calling police, telling them to come arrest him, and eventually this escalated all the way to him getting swatted while he was on a plane that was about to take off, leading to a permaban on Twitch. Ice Poseidon's community splintered after this, with some supporting his reformed career streaming on YouTube, and others wanting him to go back to being edgy and getting swatted, congregating in a particular subreddit to coordinate their activities and make Ice's life a living hell. There's obviously a lot more to it than that, and depending who you ask, some people say Ice has changed and should be unbanned, and others point to stuff like his recent crypto scamming and say he's just not somebody who should be a content creator. In February of 2019, Ice Poseidon bought a $7 million mansion in LA and did a stream introducing his new content house he called the CX Mansion. For some reason, Ice thought it was a good idea to stream outside the house where people could see the surroundings and potentially figure out where the place was, which ended up backfiring massively.
We've been working our ass off to try to get somewhere that would just back us up, that would accept us, and let us do whatever the we want. Well, with under, reasonable terms. We've been evicted, 8 times?
The plan was to have massive parties, events, and all kinds of content going on at the house at all times. Ice even claimed he had everyone who came to the house sign a liability release waiver so they wouldn't sue him if they got hurt. But people in the chat were already claiming to have figured out the address on day one. For content, the streamers hired some butlers to work for them in the house, and they ended up almost burning the place down. Ice's fans started listing the mansion as a homeless shelter online, and homeless people started to show up randomly. Then it happened. Less than 2 months after Ice posted the house tour video, the place was raided by the FBI. Ice posted a tweet saying he couldn't go live because something had come up. Harvey J, aka Chef Henny, who had been staying at the house, posted this picture showing the raid in progress behind him. Conspiracy theories started to go wild online, with people speculating why Ice Poseidon's house was getting raided by the FBI. A few weeks back, the mayor of Tampa, Florida had his Twitter account hacked. In addition to sending fake ballistic missile warnings and bomb threats, the hackers shouted out Ice Poseidon in the CX community. Could this have put the FBI on the hunt for Ice? Then, a different clip surfaced that told an unbelievable story about the raid. Keep in mind when watching this clip, Paul is Ice Poseidon.
The RICO case is going to probably take a month, I don't know. Maybe longer, I don't know. I'm going to the FBI right now, and I'm snitching. See this phone? See this phone? But also on this phone is my black box. My black box is a file, it's encrypted, and it has every single text, Discord call, and everyone's usernames and their addresses and everything. But it's physically on this phone. It has everything I need to put Paul in jail. This was my insurance policy. I told you, Paul, if you ever went into a streamer mansion and you betrayed me, I would give this cell phone to the FBI. He goes, try it. I'll get the phone back. Paul is going to jail for a criminal conspiracy. That's about 20 years. But this is my last video, and this is my retirement. The FBI told me if I give them this, they put me in witness protection, and I cannot access the internet or stream for a few months while this case goes on. And I can't stream until the court case is over. This is going to be a year or two. So I'm not retiring forever, but I'm retiring now. So goodbye, everyone. Thank you.
According to people in the comments of this clip, the streamer in it, DJ Pans, is not exactly a credible person and seems to be severely disturbed if these stories are true. It seems like he was mad that ICE started a streamer house and didn't invite him, as he mentions in the clip. And even if he is as disturbed as these commenters claim, it's possible he actually had some kind of dirt on ICE and gave it to the FBI. No matter the reason, there was at least a silver lining to the FBI raid on the CX mansion.
What were you thinking when the FBI first came?
I was scared. I was scared of shit.
They was cool. They was
not at first.
I mean, I didn't have guns pointed at me.
Well, that was my first rodeo.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have guns pointed at me.
That was my first time, like, in cuffs.
Yeah, that was like light work. But it was cool. I told them about my cooking show, and I gained a couple followers from it. I got FBI followers and shit now.
If you enjoyed this video, you'll probably like my video on the bizarre downfall of Greek God X. And as always, thanks for watching. Stay weird, internet. See you next time. Peace.